What's going on, guys? Your boy Random Guy Kev here, and I'm here with Punk, the man behind the Slaughter Project. Would you like to give us a little introduction, sir, about yourself and the whole brand?
Yeah, man, sure. So, like you said, my name is Punk. My real name is Eric. I have been doing I've been doing the airsoft for about 16, 17 years now, and yeah, Slaughter kind of started off as a like a low run. Wait, little backstory. So Slaughter is actually what my county was called before it was called Kitsap. It was actually called Slaughter County for a while, and
Mhm.
because Punk was mostly a PNW. For anybody who doesn't know PNW, it's Pacific Northwest, as like an homage to my home. It's like a small rep. So it started off as like a little inside deal of, like, hey, this is my home. I want to give it to everybody else with a horror aesthetic, and then it just kind of blew it from there. So yeah, that's kind of how it started. Little
No,
back.
no, that's dope. Now you have this cult following of people that will burn bridges, fight people for you, cut ankles, and you,
As much as I scoff and as much as I smile and laugh at what you just said, it's kind of uncanny that it's there's a little layer of truth behind that. So
got that little cult following that's very interesting. So, like, with this brand, oh, is it focused mainly on airsoft, or are you just kind of all over the place?
so initially, because it started off as one thing and it turned into another, and I gave it the time and space for it to do that on its own and have it be kind of more community driven as opposed to what I wanted it to be, because I don't think we would be here if that was the case. So I let the community kind of collectively figure out what it was, and then I just kind of put a mission statement behind that, and now it's more of a like a positive lifestyle movement moving forward with whatever kind of adversary or hurdle or whatever you have in life. It's a means to an end on that. Is it an airsoft brand? I actually have been getting that question a lot, and it is not an airsoft brand. I want to make that very clear. It's a brand that started in airsoft, and it will always have its roots in airsoft. But the goal moving forward with this, and I think a testament to everybody who has supported it, has encouraged this, is that I want it to move into other aspects of, like, combat sports, car culture, football, basketball, you name it. Like, it has a place in every one of these you know sub whatever your hobby is, whatever it is you do. I feel like it has a place there. So
No, I definitely agree with that. I feel like your patches, your apparel, some of it is like limited run type stuff, and they're like collector's item. People are trading them. People are selling them. People are like, hey, I don't think this is authentic. Let me rip this shit off
hey,
type
all right.
stuff.
Speaking of which, so there was one year I was at an event, and I had a team that was from another out of state of the state I was in, because I was out of state going to there, and they're like, they saw this patch and they're like, yo, we found a counterfeit. I was like, what the fuck are you
Mm.
talking about? They're like, they brought me up to this kid, and sure as shit, man, this kid was wearing a counterfeit Slaughter patch. And like, obviously, yeah, sure, I could be mad. I mean, but at the same time, I was like, that it tells me that the scarcity of the patches and how we kind of run things is working. And so
Mm.
I asked the kid, and the kid looked like a deer in the headlights, man. He looked so shit scared, and I was like, hey man, where'd you get that patch? And he goes, I ordered it. And he was like, I had it made. And I was like, okay, how many exist? And he goes, just this one. And I was like, okay, good. Two things. First off, I'm not mad. Two, don't ever do this again. And what I did is I actually took one of my personal patches and I gave it to him in exchange. And I was like, this belongs to me now, and you can have a real one. So it made his day, and
Yeah,
because he was, like I said, man, kid looked like he had just seen a fucking ghost. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but yeah.
No, I think that's dope that the brand continues to grow. I remember when you started and where you are now, and it's like, bruh, like this shit is crazy.
Yeah,
That
man.
kind of it's you legit have a cult following. With we were at SS Airsoft, everybody was wearing fucking Slaughter windbreakers or a hoodie, and I'm like, bruh.
I mean, for everybody listening to this, there was other apparel manufacturers there. Ones with like full on
Names, yeah.
name brand shit there, with like professional setups, things that like I looked at and I was like, man, maybe one day I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
But they never at one point had a longer line. I always saw them over from across the venue just staring at me like, who the fuck is this asshole in like just a pop-up tent? Like, you know what I mean?
And everybody surrounding them.
And the thing was is that like I was at this at our Airbnb that night. Literally, there's a video. There's literally every single person in the house, and I just walked in and it was like everybody in the house was wearing Slaughter gear, and I don't know, it was a really eye-opening moment where I obviously I can't take this shit for granted, and I appreciate every single person who supports it, but like it was one of those like moments where I had to take a step back and be like, I did this, but I didn't do this at the same time. Like, this is insane.
Yeah,
So,
no, I get you on that, and I appreciate you for collabing with me on the fuck RGK shirts.
absolutely.
It's just one of those things where people were just like, bruh, like, what's going on? Why? I'm like, cuz no one likes me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's good to kind of put stuff out there like that where, it's not for everybody. And
Yeah.
and it makes people ask questions further as to what it is, and they can speculate if they want to. It's fine, but
Exactly, and I love
it. Yeah, I do too.
And that's the thing. It's like when you as a brand release like that limited edition stuff, I feel like people just like, wait, this is the only time you're releasing it? All right, I gotta buy it right now.
Yep.
I need this. And that's why I feel like you're like one of those, you're just in a niche where people will sit there and trade your stuff. I'm trading this shirt for an X amount, or I'm trading it for this patch, or I'm trading for this. And that's what I feel like your brand has kind of created.
Right. And I think the like a unforeseen consequence of that scarcity becomes trading and having these valued patches. So much so that when I was going to Texas, I got off the plane and I was getting these messages from people saying, I mean, because I said like, I've got this American flag patch. I'm only going to be selling them at the EVIC event down in Houston.
Yeah.
And I was getting messages from people being like, I will drop, upwards of hundreds of dollars for this one patch. And I'm like, and in fact, I have it packaged up here and I have to send it to the guy. But I mean, these guys are spending obscene amounts of money, and it's like it's almost turning into like a sneakerhead culture where
I mean, that's what you want though.
It's not a bad problem to have. It's just an interesting one.
No, I agree. So what are some of Slaughter's ambitions or future goals for like the end of this, like for the rest of 2022 going into 2023? Like, what are like, all right, this is our goal, this is what's happening, this is how we're moving along.
I like to have goals. I like to have goals, but also I know that when anytime that I get dead set on something, it's easy for me to get derailed when something outside of that happens, where okay, now it gets pushed back or whatever, and it's just me doing this. So that stuff, it's easy to happen. So what I have for wanting to do is to not up the availability, but up the frequency in which releases come out, so that way people aren't waiting as long. Now, it kind of will give me time to carry throughout a couple months. But the overall goal is some of the plans I have are workout apparel. I want to do some women exclusive items, because like I feel like it's easy to kind of overlook that, but I really want to have things that are specific for women to enjoy, and that's important. Shit with pockets in it, you know what I'm saying? So like, and then after that, I really want to start focusing on things like street street basketball and like jujitsu and like combat sports, and I don't. I mean, it's kind of controversial with the the 2A community, but some of the shooting sports and
you just want to be well-rounded in everything.
Tastefully, you know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. And I want it to be birthed the same way that it was with Airsoft, in that it's like a grassroots community brought up, and so that way it's got the long-term investment, and that's what I'm looking for, because I think it would be cool to be eventually in the same realm as like Under Armour or some of these other more well-named brands. And who knows, stranger things have happened, so I'm keeping my ambitions wide, but I'm also allowing for modifications and change. So
no, that's awesome, and thank you again for taking the time out your day to have this little conversation with me, so everybody can kind of get to know who is the Slaughter Project, who is Punk, and where can people find you and purchase your stuff at.
So right now you can find me, my personal IG is PNW_punk, the Slaughter Project, all one word, on Instagram, theslaughterproject.com. That is the website, and that is where you can buy everything. I'm going to start taking stuff off the site to get ready for some of the new releases coming out, and so get ready for that. I did say July. We are at the end of July, and I would like to at least try and get something up there, but it's shit's crazy right now, so I'm just trying to make it happen for you guys.
Nah, thank you again. We appreciate you, the time you take out of your day to do everything that you're doing. But guys, if you want to check him out, definitely check him out on Instagram and his website. But we're signing off now. Hope to catch you guys on the next one.
You guys have a good one.